If it hurts, you ain't the brakes, no hit, you know it up, put on more speed. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. Ball, obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the game, tap, this win it in. Rest you again, here for the first made. Carry my team never 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols! To be the man, you got to beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Hey, it's us against the world, fellas. Yeah. It's us against the world, fellas. Don't nobody believe in us. Yeah. Don't nobody believe in us. We don't need nobody to believe in us. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you a dog. I know you a dog. I know we some dogs, man. Hey, all this preparation we put in, all this been talking about. Hey, it's time to go release pain, man. It's time to go put it real. Let's go. Tennessee on 2, 1, 2, Tennessee. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready.
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me? Yes, all right.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin. Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin. Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
Oh my God, we should leave it at that.
Okay.
We should close with that. That is the mind blower of mind blowers.
Good.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols, and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Why is everything a living hell? Why is this what the screen looks like? Why is everything falling apart? Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Foul Ming's in the house. What is going on, Foul? Why is it when the sky falls, it's just me and you? There's nobody else around. Nobody wants to work. It's just me and Foul Ming.
It's always, man. I'm ready here. Start putting my helmet on, batten down the hatches, man. It's always us when things go haywire. But it's fun, man. Like, it's exciting. You know, it's not always the best news. It could be it could be good news. It could be bad news. We don't know all the details yet. But it's still third Saturday in October. We're still here hanging out with the Vol fam on a Saturday. So it's always good times, man.
Yeah, it's complete chaos on Twitter right now, complete chaos on social media right now. If you're wondering in and going, what in the world are they talking about? On3 puts out the tweet, breaking: Tennessee head baseball coach Tony Vitello is closing in on a deal to become the San Francisco Giants manager. Now, most of you guys in the chat know we don't cover baseball here. We don't cover basketball here. Why is that? Well, it's because I have a family and I'd like to see my family a little bit. So I can't full-time to commit to that. And if I'm not going to do it full-time, I'm not going to do like some other people out there and halfway cover it just to say that I cover it. That's not how we roll. But it's when it's big time breaking news, and it sucks, Foul, that it's on the third Saturday in October. But I know a lot of people were tagging me on Twitter. Me, you, and Coach Jay were talking about it. I was like, let's just kick off the tailgate show early. And let's talk about it. We're still going to talk about Tennessee and Alabama. So I need you guys in the chat to do me a favor and smash the thumbs up. Let people know we're live. We're going to talk about Tony V, and then we're going to blend this into the tailgate show. We're going to invite you guys on. So smash the thumbs up, share out the link, let people know. Drop those door fees. This is just like a regular tailgate show. We still need your support. Drop those door fees. We would appreciate it. But Foul Ming, you see the tweet, instant reactions. If this is – and this is not really breaking. I guess it's kind of breaking because they say he's closing in. There's been buzz around Tony V in San Francisco for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it kind of go through the Twitterverse for a little bit now. It's a bummer, man. Like, I want to be excited for him because, I mean, that's the goal, right? Like, you would think that's most guys as they work through the ranks. You know, you want to be the MLB skipper. I mean, I'm not the biggest baseball guy, so I'm not going to get into all that. But trying to just as a fan's reaction, like not being a big baseball guy, being a football guy, Tony's kind of got me into baseball, got me into watching Tennessee baseball, and it's been exciting. It's probably been the most exciting brand of baseball in the country the last couple of years. So super bummed if it does go through. All things are kind of looking like it's going to, but trying to hold back a little bit and be excited for Tony. And he, if anybody's earned it, he's earned it, man. So I'm trying to ride both sides of the fence here.
Michael in the chat says, why are we wasting time crying about the offseason baseball? We have a football game tonight. This is dumb to be talking about. You know what's dumb, Michael? You're not a member of the channel. You're not a member of the channel, Michael. That's what's dumb. Hit the join button. You can become a member of the channel. Then you can yell at me. Then you can talk about what we can and can't do around here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Hey, I told you, we're going to talk about this football game, but this is breaking news. This is something worth talking about right now. The article from On3. Actually, let me just share up the article. We'll go take a look at the article. It's not behind the paywall. Get some context here to what's going on. San Francisco Giants closing in. Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello is their next manager. The Athletic reported Vitello's name has come up in connection with multiple managerial searches this cycle. Late last month, the Athletic reported Vitello is one of the names linked to the Giants' job. San Francisco parted ways with their coach, blah, 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 meaning president of baseball operations would be looking for a new skipper. VolQuest asked Vitello about whether he agreed to become the Giants manager. He said in a text to the Athletic, there is nothing confirmed. And that's I think this is happening. Let's start right there. Do you think? I think this is
right.
Yeah, I think he's gone. And Kaner put out an update on VolQuest, and this is what it says. As of right now, Tony has not told close friends anything is done. We've reached out to both the university and to Tony for comment. University had none. Tony has not gotten back. Tony told the Athletic nothing is finalized. We'll continue updating this original post when new information is available. Then he edits it and says, VolQuest asked Tony if he has agreed to become the manager of the Giants. His response, I have not. Another update, Tony has told some of his players that nothing is done. Kaner says, obviously following this today as it could develop. Your thoughts? I'm with you. I think it's done. I think it's over. I think he's gone.
Well, the whole thing up until like right at the last point there, the whole thing screams yet to me. It's when you say nothing to confirm it. I mean, you could easily say no, but he didn't, right? But when he says he hasn't told his players anything, I don't know if that's just he doesn't want to say what he said to his players, or because I feel like if anybody's gonna be straight up with his players, it's Tony. So that's the only thing that would make me hesitate. Maybe there's some details in a contract somewhere. He wants something, they want something they haven't settled on, but I feel like it's a done deal.
God forbid a man take a dream job. Is the San Francisco Giants, is that his dream job? I don't know. I think it's an interesting move by the Giants because what do you think? Maybe I'm off base here. When you describe Tony Vitello as a coach, what's the first thing that you would say he's successful at?
Motivating his team, getting his team ready, like that fiery, like energetic coach on the side. That's the first thing that comes to me. Like just an exciting brand of baseball, which in pro terms, if I'm the Giants, I'm thinking I'm selling tickets, right? He's developed guys, and he's brought an exciting brand to Tennessee, and he's a nationally recognized face. So to me, that just screams selling tickets. You know what I mean?
And I get that side of it. For me, it's recruiting. I think Tony Vitello is recruiting, right? I think he recruits at an elite level. What do you not do in the pros? You don't recruit. So can he be that motivational figure? Can he come in and there be a 30-year-old veteran that looks at Tony Vitello and goes, yeah, your clown act don't work here? I think Tony Vitello is tailor-made for college baseball. And I don't know if his dream job is to go to the pros, but regardless, I don't know that Tony translates to the pros. Do you think he's better as a game day coach, or do you think he's better as a recruiter and a motivator?
Okay, if you put it like just bluntly like that, I'd say he's a better recruiter and a motivator. But I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand. I don't know, man. Like that was one of my big questions was, what's the draw, right? I mean, I'm sure there's financial things, but I mean, he's getting paid well. So what's the draw? Because you got the whole season, right, of an MLB season, how long that is. But the trade-off is you don't have to recruit. But I mean, that's like you just said, that seems to be his best attribute. And he's stacking these classes. That was the biggest bummer when I first seen this, was just the classes that he's put together. I hate to lose all that because, man, Tennessee's just been racking it in here lately. So, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know exactly how that translates, but he's also a locker room guy. He's also a player's coach. So I feel like any locker room you throw him in, I think he's going to fit right in, and people are going to take to him. He just has that personality. So I think he'd definitely be successful. But to your point, he does seem tailor-made to be a college coach.
Kaner says on VolQuest, feels like a decent possibility based on the athletic report. Just my opinion. We will see what today brings. He would need full roster control and plenty of money to make this move work. I'm sure the Giants are more than willing to accomplish most of that. Again, he follows it up. Tony has told some of his players that nothing is done. And then the last update, this was 16 minutes ago, says he has not told the team he is leaving. Could that change? Sure. The last intel I received is that he has not told the team he is leaving. Now, if you go to social media, you go to Twitter, there are a lot of people that are saying that he's already told the team that he's gone. So Kaner, as of 16 minutes ago, confirming that has not happened.
What do you think? Do you think the turnover could be a thing where in college you have a constant roster turnover, versus in the pros you can kind of build your roster and kind of stick with it? Is that a draw? You know, I just don't know enough about it. Maybe you in chat can educate me a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it is, because I mean, look at Nick Saban. What drove Nick Saban away from college football is exactly what you're talking about. It's
right.
Like the transfer portal, but on the flip side of that,
successful.
Right? That's what I was going to say. He's had so much success in recruiting, so much success in the transfer portal. Like it's almost like again. I just go back to the college game is tailor made for Tony Vitello. That's why when I first saw the rumblings, when I first started seeing his name linked to San Francisco, you started seeing his name linked to the Braves, I thought, well, this is Jimmy Sexton trying to get Tony Vitello a raise. Like that's what I thought the whole thing was. Now, when I saw it today and they say he's closing in on a deal, that sure sounds to me like Tony Vitello has one foot out the door.
Yeah, that was the kind of the straw. Once I saw that, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. But I mean, what more can Tennessee do? I mean, you gave him every resource you could give a baseball program. I believe they're building up the stadium, and if he does go, like, we can't really be mad. I mean, look what he's done while he's been here. It's still a bummer as a fan.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good point. Look at what Tony Vitello's done since he's been here. I mean, you got to go back to Delmonico. Delmonico was really the last coach that had success prior to Tony Vitello. And do you even know who Delmonico is? Like, did you even, when were you born?
89.
Okay. So you're not,
I'm just not a big baseball guy. I mean, I'm just trying to be honest with everybody. Like I enjoy I'll watch anything Tennessee, but then once Tony got here and kind of got that brand, it's not just winning, it's just an exciting brand, that brashness, it kind of drew me in. So I'm new to all this stuff. I'll be upfront about that.
And Rod Delmonico took over the year after you were born. So put it that way.
Okay.
But early in his career, he had some success, and he made Tennessee baseball hot. He made Tennessee baseball sexy as it could be at that time, right? Because even, I mean, golly, you look at college baseball, and it's not really been until the last handful of years where you really had access to it, right? Their games weren't on TV. There wasn't a streaming network where you could watch every college baseball team. You had to work to figure out what this baseball team looked like. But I mean, he won a couple of SEC championships earlier in his career, and then he kind of started to fade off. And then once Delmonico left, Tennessee baseball was trash. I mean, you go, I got it pulled up right here. You go look after, and Delmonico was down on the back end of his time at Tennessee. But you look at when Todd Riley took over, 6th in the SEC East, 6th, 5th. This is the SEC East, not the SEC as a whole, right? SEC East, 6th. 6th, 5th, 6th, 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 5th, 6th, 6th, 7th, 6th. And then Tony Vitello comes in 2018 and completely turns this dang thing around. You know, we were kind of joking, me, you, and Coach. It's like, where is baseball at? Where is the priority? We sometimes as Tennessee fans, we brag about being an everything school. But when you're an everything school, there's a cost to that, right? There is a cost to keep a guy like Tony Vitello. And guess what? Baseball loses money. They lose money every year. When they won a national championship, baseball lost money. That's the reality of the situation. So do you continue to pump big time money? And I'll ask people in the chat, the thumbnail of this live stream right now is a baseball thumbnail. It is the 3rd Saturday in October, and we got 200 and some people in here talking about Tony Vitello because that's the way he's rebranded Tennessee baseball. But if I'll ask you guys in the chat, 213 people watching live, smash the thumbs up if you hadn't, we would appreciate it. But I ask you guys, if you could tank baseball and you could tank basketball and it meant a guaranteed national championship in football, would you do it? And I ask you, Fal, like where is your priority? Of course we want to win a national championship in baseball. Of course we want to win a national championship in basketball. But where does your allegiance lie? Look at the chat. Everybody in the chat. Yep, I'll take it. Done. Gone. David speaks. Yes, 100%. You got some saying no. WD Chain says no, absolutely not. Mind Empowerment says no. Ball Girl says yes. Like where does your allegiance lie?
Well, I mean, you know, like football comes first. It's always going to come first. And that's just that's going to be me personally. But I mean, it's just across the board. I think any school, football brings in the money. If you want to talk, you know, dollars and cents, I mean, football brings in the money. It brings in the fans. It sells out the most. And all that kind of stuff with it. But I don't know, man. Like if you promise me a national championship in football, whatever the stakes, I'm gonna take it. You know what I mean? Like what are we talking about here? I'm definitely gonna take it. But I do like when you get at everything school, there's more that comes with it than just each team's performance. It kind of starts to create that brand. It creates that atmosphere. Like you see all these coaches, it's like when Barnes and Vitello and Hoplaw get together at these events and things, like it just creates the whole culture around Tennessee. So there's more that comes with it than just maybe the individual sports standing on their own. Them all coming together and being that everything school kind of rises all boats, if you know what I'm saying.
Boudreaux in the chat says, drop the baseball, put more into football. David Speaks says, I'd take 100% of the money for another football natty every year. Football is the cash cow. Hatson says, I wouldn't. I'd rather have potential to win in multiple sports. See, I mean, it seems like every 2 to 3 to 4 people that are all about football, one comes in and says baseball. One comes in and says basketball. And I don't even ask you, how much baseball did you watch before Tony Vitello, right? Is there any truth to that? Like, were you losing sleep over baseball prior to Tony Vitello?
I didn't watch it at all.
I'm saying people in the chat, like how many people didn't watch baseball at all until then, right?
How much do you think it like when we're in the off season of football and being successful at other sports, how much does that help us in even recruiting in football just being relevant, right? When you see the Sweet 16s or the going to the national championship in baseball and things like that, does just that Tennessee brand being out there, being relevant, being year round in front of everybody, how much does that help all sports also?
Right. And even like in the world of recruiting, right? These kids come in, they come in town for a visit, and there just so happens to be a baseball game going on that day, a basketball game going on that day, and that creates a campus environment, right? It's like, oh, we can go and watch the basketball game, and you see how invested the students are in that basketball program or baseball program. Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that. J Hud for 10 in the chat says it sucks If he was leaving for a college job, I'd be mad, but can't blame. If he wants to try the pros, I'd shut baseball down long term. For football wins, though. I think most people would, man. I think most people would. What do you think about the timing of this? I know a lot of people are pissed. A lot of people are pissed at us because we went live to cover it. I was debating, do we do the tailgate show and the baseball coverage at the same time? I don't know. Maybe we'll shut it down and we'll come back at 6:30 for the tailgate show. That may be the best way to handle it. But what do you think of the timing of this? I've seen some people in the chat saying, oh, man, are the football players going to be fun? I don't think the football players care. I think they're about to go play Alabama, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, is it a distraction at all? Sure. I mean, you could say a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to like really draw anything away from the third Saturday in October. It's just one of those things, kind of a bummer. It's one of those where everybody's going to look down at their phone and be like, oh man, that sucks. I hope it doesn't happen, but it sounds like it is. And they're going to move on. They're going to get back to business and all that. The timing sucks. Let's be honest. Like I don't care how little you think of it. It's just, why do we need a negative topic today? But it is what it is. That's sports. That's how it works. And we'll lock in and get ready for a football game.
I think it's interesting. This is a good point right here, Mr. O'Neill. And I've seen a couple of people say this, Mr. O'Neill and John both. The university invested a bunch of money into the stadium, really, for Tony. I would rather have extra money for football than Mr. O'Neill, too. They gave Tony Vitello everything he wanted, everything he asked for. And I've seen some criticism. I've seen some criticism on the VolQuest message board about Danny White and Danny White not getting this done and blaming Danny. I saw somebody in the chat earlier, I think it was Dylan, say Danny White only wants to spend money if it's on a big shopping thing and tearing down G10. I don't agree with that. I think Danny White gave Tony Vitello everything he could ask for, everything he wanted. Is the end goal, does he want to be in the pros, or is the end goal dollar signs? And San Francisco has more cash to offer, so Tony Vitello is going to take it.
I'd like to know the numbers there. It really doesn't matter, I guess. It's not our business, but it just don't seem like it would just be a dollar sign. It seems like he's just a baseball guy and wants to rise to the top of the ranks, and prove himself that he can do it at the highest level. Now that's just me on the outside looking in. I've never met the man, but he just seems like that guy who wants to prove himself and show that he can do it at the highest level. And he's done it here. He's won a national championship. So do you start weighing out, do I want to have this legacy and this kind of in football terms, this Saban era of baseball for Tennessee, like Saban did at Bama, and have this decade long success, or do I want to get my success, jump in the fire, and go right on to the next level? And it sounds like he wants to go on to the next level.
Where do you think Tennessee goes from here? And I think, I can't remember, I think I put it in the message you and I and Coach Jay have. You got to go Elander. I think he relationships in recruiting to sustain that and hold on to as many guys as you can. But I think he's got to be the answer, right? Especially this close to the season. The season starts in February. I think they play that
That's my biggest concern, man. That's my biggest concern is trying to keep everything together. How many coaches can you keep? Because it's not just Tony. I mean, this is a great coaching staff. And how many can you keep? How many can you keep together? Because college sports across the board comes down to recruiting. So if you keep these classes together, you're going to be successful. You're going to be fine. It's just a matter of if you can. And it's Tony's personality that seems like draws so many people in. So can you continue that without that personality?
Isaac Owen says we got to keep Frank Anderson. How long does Frank Anderson want to coach? I have no idea how long he wants to even stick around. Right? Yeah. That's a freaking good question. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's college sports, and it comes down to recruiting, and that's where all my concerns are. If you want to know the truth, I just want to know how. I love Tony. I want him to stay, but at the end of the day, if we can continue to recruit like we're recruiting now, which is a big if, we'll be just fine. It's just a matter of if.
Let's see. I'm looking to see if Kaner's put out any more updates.
So, I'm sure Kaner's not busy today. Tell him pop on over.
What's bad is he's in Tuscaloosa, right? I mean, he's in Tuscaloosa to cover this football game, and then this news pops off, and he's running in circles. I'm sure sending every text message, making every phone call, trying to track this thing down.
To your point, why today? Why did it need to be today? Why not tomorrow?
I don't know. It's interesting because from a fan perspective, this sucks. From a neutral perspective, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm saying.
From a business perspective, it doesn't matter. Why did On3 choose to leak it now? Is it because the contract is really that close to being done? I don't know. Like for us, it sucks because it's the third Saturday in October. You send us the DM on Twitter. I see it blowing up everywhere. And I'm like, man, this is worth talking about. And then it's like, we have a decision to make. Do we do one big show? Do we talk about Tony Vitello? Do we bleed that into the tailgate show? And part of me wants to shut it down and reset and just focus on football. That's what sucks, man. This football team has a huge opportunity coming up at 7:30 tonight. Everything is on the line. And the fan base is talking about Tony Vitello going to San Francisco. Somebody in the chat said, is this true? Is this real? Or is this speculation? As of now, it's speculation. Kind of walking through it. Again, you saw the tweet there from On3 saying that Tony Vitello is closing in on a deal. There were rumors all over Twitter saying that he had already told the team that he was leaving. Now, Eric Kane over at VolQuest had shut that down. He says, as of now, Tony Vitello's not told any of his close friends. He says that they have reached out to the university and to Tony for comment. Tony Vitello asked specifically if he has agreed to become the manager of the Giants, and he says, I have not. But Kaner also says, feels like there is a decent possibility based on the Athletic report. Do you remember Coach Saban sitting up in front of everybody in the media saying, no, I am not taking the job at Miami? Where does he go? He goes to Miami. You don't put it out before it's official. Somebody's going to break. It's going to be official, and then Tony Vitello will comment. He's not going to answer to Eric Kane and say, yes, I took the job at San Francisco. That's just not what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's not how it's going to go down. And you know, Tony didn't want it to happen today. I'm sure he doesn't want to be a distraction from this football team in any way, shape, or form. Not that he is from the actual players, but it's just the third Saturday in October is such a fever pitch anyway. Everybody's amped up. Everybody's excited. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's wanting to – and it's a late kickoff, so all day long we're just sitting here chomping at the bit, wanting to go, wanting to play, and then you get some kind of news like this. So I'm sure it wasn't the way he wanted to go or the way it's planned, but end of the day, I mean, stuff's going to get out. It seems like where there's smoke, there's fire, so it is what it is, man. We just got to get through it.
Wayne says if Vitello leaves, I think Elander will be just fine if given the reins. You got to, right? You have to give him his opportunity. How long was he hired?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Was he hired before Coach Vitello? When did he come? Did he come?
You're asking the wrong one, man.
He came with him in 2019. He came in 2019. Tony Vitello in 2018. Let me hit this super chat real quick, then we'll come back. Darius Dunham for 10 says, everything Tennessee, spread the love. We are recruiting well in all sports. Lady Vols basketball is on the up. Men's basketball is crushing. Football on the up. No one is bigger than the Power T. That's what I want, Darius. That's my vision. That's my dream. I would love nothing more than us to be on the top across the board. But when we see teams like Texas and we see teams like Ohio State and they're pumping all their money into football, can Tennessee football compete with that? Now we're close, Val. We're close to closing that talent gap. But I think if we're going to take that next step to elite status, there's going to be a sacrifice that comes at a cost. We don't just have unlimited funds. That's why I posed the question, because I don't know how. And I said this when they first rolled out NIL. I said, how do you manage this, right? And everybody looks to the big donors. Oh, we'll just ask the Haslams for more. Everybody has an amount, right? My amount might be, well, I can give $25 a month. Your amount may be, I can give $200 a month. Somebody's amount may be, I can give $1,000 a month. Haslam may be, I can give $5 million. Like, I don't know, but everybody has an amount. And when you're talking about paying quarterbacks millions of dollars out of high school, when you're talking about facility upgrades, that money's got to come from somewhere. Eventually, you're going to be tapped out.
Right. And the question, does it all come down to money? It definitely seems that way lately. It definitely looks that way lately. But how much of it is still success-based, or how much of it's still relationship-based? Like, does that matter? Or is it all dollars and cents at this point? If I don't know what you'd pay the next coach, but if you're paying a little less than Tony, you save a million or two here. Is that making a huge dent, or is it coming down to, yeah, everybody's got money, but you gotta turn it into success on the field?
Yeah, I think relationships do still matter, right? I mean, we've seen that with all the kids that have rolled through this channel, done interviews with us. But I think something that's worth noting in that situation is relationships matter, because Tennessee's going to make a comparable offer, right? Like the David Sanders situation. You know, Ohio State was offering money. Guess what? Tennessee was offering something comparable. Now, was that the same amount? Was Ohio State a little higher, but Tennessee's relationships won out? But regardless, it's not like Ohio State offered $1 million and Tennessee's like, oh, we can give you 200,000, but if you really like Glenn Ellaby, you'll come here. I don't think that's the way it works.
I agree. And I go back to the point I made earlier. I think it does matter when you see all the other sports being successful. And I'm not saying you got to break the bank in every sport, because you just can't. You know, you said it. We got a finite amount. But when you're year round, every time you see the T walk on any field, court, arena, whatever, when you know that they're carrying a brand and Tennessee's going to be represented well and perform well, I think it just increases recruiting across the board. To me, if I was coming in, I want to play at a school where I'm like, my team or my school is going to bring it everywhere. It's not just, yeah, we're good at football, because you turn into like the Kentucky situation where it's like, well, just wait for basketball season. Just wait for basketball. I don't want to be that way. I want to be like, it's Tennessee, come hell or high water, every day, year round, we're going to come play ball. And I think that's infectious. I think that builds culture, and I think that helps all sports all the way around.
So let me pose the question a different way. I asked you, I asked the people in the chat. I even answered it my damn self. It's all right. If we guarantee a national championship in baseball, would you be willing to flush the other sports? Some people say yes, some people say no. Let me say this. If we continue to win SEC championships, no guarantee of a national championship in any sport, but now I'm going to guarantee you, we're never going to be elite in football. We are never going to, I'm telling you right now, Fal, we're never going to win another national championship as long as you're alive if we continue to be an everything school. Are you still willing to be an everything school at that point?
No, but I just don't think, in your scenario, no, I just don't think that's as cut and dry as it could be. I feel like
making up impossible scenarios.
I know, and I'm going to take it. I'm always going to choose football. I just think that it's infectious. I think it really does feed off each other. I think, and you've heard some of these coaches talk about it. It helps them in recruiting. It's helped them on campus and keeping guys around. So I really think it's infectious. And there's got to be priorities. And if you're asking me if I'm going to prioritize football, absolutely. But I really do think having success all the way around is infectious and helps build the culture and the brand here for all sports.
Blondie says, yeah, honestly, I just want to enjoy watching sports year round. Johnny Utah says, mark me down for an everything school. Look, I want it too. It's worth talking about, because I just don't think, I don't know that name another, what's another everything school? Who's Tennessee's competition? Because I think when it comes to everything school, I think Tennessee truly is at the top, and it goes beyond.
You've seen those graphics. You've seen the graphics people put up all the time, and it's always Tennessee in the center. Men's, women's, everything, all the way across the board. It's like Tennessee is the everything school. But how much, like to your point, how much does that play out? How much does that help? I think it does. But when you want to go to competition, what do you think of next? It's like maybe Oregon, somebody like that. Maybe Ohio State. But even then, it's like they're not keeping up with us all the way around. But my first guess, maybe Oregon.
I'm Googling college sports everything.
Florida's they're down in football right now, but they played well.
See what pops up. See what AI gives me. I don't know. And the thing is, man, when you look at Tennessee, it's not just the big three, right? It's not just basketball, baseball, football. It's swimming, it's tennis, it's soccer. Like they're being successful everywhere. And to be fair, what is Danny White's job, right? Danny White's job is not just to dominate in football, just to be a national championship football team. That's what some of us want.
Right.
Wink, wink, nod. But I'm just saying, his job is to form a dominant athletic department.
Well, that was somebody's comment earlier. He was talking about, I don't know if they were giving Danny a hard time or talking about other people giving Danny a hard time, but how could you? I think he's done as or been as successful as you could possibly be as an AD. He's rose all ranks across the board. Like every sport has seemed to elevate since he's been here, and we just continue to build up facilities and stay state of the art in every feature, and also stays in contact with the fan base. He has a good idea. He has a good feel of the pulse and what people want, and addresses things as quickly as possible. So I don't have anything bad at all to say about Danny White.
I found this on Instagram. Top 25 everything schools in college athletics. Now, this is what? This is 2024, summer of 2024. Texas at the top. Guess what Texas has? A whole lot of money. Yeah. A whole lot of money, Fal. I mean, we talk about oil money, Texas money. Texas, Stanford, Tennessee listed as number 3. Florida makes sense on that list. I don't know. It's just worth mentioning. It costs money, man. It costs money to be successful in the big 3. Any final thoughts? Like, I didn't know what to do. I asked Fal, do you want to go live? Coach Shea said he was about 45 minutes out. I'm thinking we cut this off. We flush this news, we flush this drama, we flush these rumors, and we reset and come back at 6:30, and we're talking Tennessee, Alabama, 3rd Saturday in October. That's the way we do things around here. So I think that's best if we just reset. And then if anybody pops in the chat and wants to talk about Tony Vitello, I'll say, hey, go back and watch. Me and Fal did a short little live stream talking about it. Any final thoughts on the rumors, Tony Vitello to the San Francisco Giants?
Just to wrap it up, man, it's a bummer as a fan, but best wishes to Tony. He's done nothing but be good to us and be successful here and build this program up to what it's been. So best wishes to him if he chooses to move on, and go Vols.
The worst thing that could possibly happen, Fal, he goes to San Francisco, fails as a Major League Baseball coach, and then goes to Arkansas.
I've already thought about it.
Goes to Arkansas and wins 14 national championships, becomes the greatest college baseball coach of all time.
I done thought about this the whole Saban arc. It's Alabama Day. It's already crossed my mind. I don't want to think about it. Move on.
Shout out to Kevin Smith.
Move on.
Kevin Smith says, love you, Boogie. Thanks for doing this. See you in a couple hours. That's for the fans, by the fans, man. I felt like people wanted a place to talk. There was a lot of stuff on social media, and then we're in a scramble. And I'm asking Fal and I'm asking Coach, what do we do? And none of us know what to do. So what do? We turn the red light on and we come and we hang out, because that's what we do on the Talkin VAWLS Network. So shout out to Fal for jumping on here with me. We're going to reset. We're going to come back for the tailgate show in a couple of hours. We appreciate you guys. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we call